Okay, so my name is Yah'Mein, and I have not recorded a video in almost 8 months. And during that time, my son has passed. May he sleep and rest in peace and in power. And during these months, I have been able to just use my spiritual truth, my spiritual knowledge, and my spiritual insight to keep me uplifted in my journey. The reason why I'm even posting this video is because the black community is the most asleep at this point, because we are not aware of the spiritual deceptions that are placed upon us, that's placed in our surroundings, and we're not paying attention to the devaluing connotations that these spiritual dark forces participate in. And these spiritual forces are people. You're thinking about demons and jinns, and these are all people. People are a part of forces who intelligently, purposefully, systematically, and consistently attack the minds of the youth, the women, and the men. And whether you are rich, poor, black, or white, you are feeling the perils of this spiritual deception. Let's go into the revelation of that. I'm hoping that eventually the whole world wakes up to see that Jesus Christ never existed. So there go a spiritual deception, because we are spiritually relying on these religions, these legions. And a religion is a legion. It's an alliance of people who come together, and it forms forces. So when you had slave movies of your great-great-grandmother going in the woods and everybody coming together and gathering around this great spiritual warrior who is giving life and passing down knowledge and parables to her children, these generational knowledge, right, being passed down. So that force, that spiritual force coming from this one omniscient woman, feeding the knowledge to all these sacred beings, giving them wisdom, understanding, and greatness, and meekness, instilling in them kindness and politeness, spiritual attacks, spiritual journeys. These are the things that we were connected to. Forces, right? Being able to know right and wrong is a force. Being able to see what others are not keen to is a force. So back to your ancestors, your great-grandmother, mother used to teach all the children everything. So she kind of kept the force going. So spiritualistic or shamans or whatever, those were the spiritual forces of the community. And then you have that power of the church, where if use the Church of God in Christ as just an example, not putting them into the preliminary thought, but let's take these churches who have alliances. They're affiliated with an affiliation of an affiliation. So these are these spiritual forces. Now let's look at dark forces, because just as if the light has a force, so does the dark comes with the force. So in the dark forces, you get same presence, church-like order. You also have an alliances where people come together and they rely on a specific doctrine. They rely on the power of what they're teaching you. So those are forces. Whether you're using these forces are good or bad, these forces are here, and they're causing either a spiritual awakening, or they can cause a spiritual deception. And how you spiritually awaken, it has nothing to do with magic, because magic does not actually open and waken you. Actually, it only increases and enhances what you already what truth you're seeking into, what the magical realms, what the inside of you, things that are not yet known to the I can't say physical man, but it is the physical man, because it's the spiritual insights that he's not yet connected to give him the reactions as he's looking for. So magic comes of play its poise in it. But before the effects of magic can even manifest, the inner spirit part, the one that's easily deceived if you're not paying attention to the forces around you, you have the impact of the church, you have the impact of masonry, you have the impact of music, you have the impact of many cultures on this planet, and many people are into Santeria, the Yoruba, and even Jesus, like I said, alone is a spiritual force, a deceptive force. And my place in being wise Jesus is considered a spiritual deception. Number one, because Jesus never existed. So imagine all the energy you're putting into a created, non-created persona of a being that never existed but have a strong barrier of force, because you're putting this, your force, your energy, into this being, or to this manufactured being. So your force, and if many people come together and during prayer ceremony, you give life to a force. And then you have your Santeria, where these are same things. The only difference as between Jesus, there is no difference, because Jesus is not a statue but a picture of what was, and Santeria is a statue of what was. So there's still no difference, except you're changing the storyline behind whatever so-called spirit you're calling on. Just like that spiritual Jesus, demantia force that you're calling on, so are these demantias of beings put into the Santeria and to the Yoruba Ifa. It's a religion, their culture, their religious perceptions, and their ideologies of the unseen and unknown. And you give life to this force. You give life to the force. You don't see it, but you recognize that there may be something there. Not knowing that the true resonator of these forces are you. No other being. Anything that's tapping outside of you is either going to come from two sources, either good or bad. And this is something that was written. Be careful of how you let evil in, because it's at the door, so it knocks. So all these, we living in a dual, simplistic world. So there's a seen force and an unseen force, and the unseen forces, they can come and seek you. It says to seek, and ye shall find ye, but yet they seek you. And it says you invite them in. So that means you're allowing your portal, your body, to become a vessel for an entity never seen, never known, but yet you hear it. Never seen, never known, you hear it, don't feel it, but you can ascribe to it. And because there is a magical, mystic ambiance of it, and there's a cluster of legions of people who prescribe to it, it becomes our ordinary known. So I ask people, what is the difference between your grandmother going into the woods, talking to everybody and giving them spiritual insight, versus the voodoo priest who is tapping into a spiritual world to get information and knowledge to give it to her people? And grandma, she's praying too. She's doing the same thing, except she's not playing with demons. So, and people like to say that demons don't exist, and in a sense that demons are a lower attraction. I gotta stop this because I didn't